Alright guys, we're gonna get started here. So we know if everyone can function virtually. Just let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Get started guys. What I'm calling the Mission Agency Mastermind and vision for the event. It's a little done at Ad-visory in the sense that, with the Ad-visory platform and kind of shifting gears a little bit, audience really. So when I first started years ago, it was really just to make enough, be able to cover my wife's salary. She had to stay home and raise our kid. Basically we wanted to do that for our family. And so that's why we started the agency at first. I was just learning how to generate leads for my financial. I said, hey, my clients asked me to generate leads for them, and just a bunch of different like entrepreneurs that wanted me, realtors. And I said, hey, I'm pretty good at life. She was a graphic designer. Hey, just come up with me. And I just started launching out 30 grand a month, 40 grand a month in like 1 month. And it's like immediately. And then I was super busy because I was doing all this agency. And my wife, she was like, I don't really want to do this. I wanted to kind of be behind the scenes. She didn't, hands-on stuff with the agency. So I practice, kind of sell off that, and then just focus on the agency full time. It was mostly so could last. And then I built it up to the point where, and then Facebook shut advertising, which was a big 2019. And so we went to 300 in like a couple days. So when that happened, it was really kind of maybe I need to business a different way. So we decided to read the business and did so, which most of you advisory exponential agency process with agency scaling. And so the 2 million a month in 1 year, and then for that, and substantial scaling. And then over the last several years, we've been able to simplify our operations. Like we had over 200 doing our call center, close to 4 million a month, but staff in the Philippines never be able to replace that whole department. But the agency is doing well. Several different niches that we target, all revenue, and I only need a small team now. I only need a small team of people, and AI does the rest. Now is that we're going to be targeting Christians. My background is like I became a Christian and I wanted to be a pastor, like the fire was to become a pastor, this prestigious music conservatory. I became a Christian. I was like, well, my whole life, like, and I decided that I was going to become a pastor. I mean, not to become a pastor because of a birth that freely you have received, freely give. And his apostles to go out and preach them, and he told them not to bring a wallet, not money, because freely I've taught you all the amount. And so I felt like even though missionaries and asked for money, that wasn't God's call to go to work. So I just got a job knocking doors. I did door-to-door sales. And then I know that God would bless our business. Back in college, like I remember a day, where, from the time that I like worked in college, kind of like my fund to like pay for stuff, expensive city to go to college in, and I account overseas, the missions, and the church, absolutely crazy. Like, why are you donating all your money? I just felt, and then how was I going to pay my rent? The next day I came home and my roommate was like, cover your rent for the next 2 months. All my money in my bank account. So I've served God with my life, and when He blessed, I was surprised. Like I just making. And so I just gave away a lot of the profits of our business and to building churches in India and Africa. We always did with the business. And so in like helping agency owners who are at to 500 grand a month, right? That was always but lo and behold, there's 200 grand, 500 grand a month that want to get to $1 million. The 80 students, pay a lot of program. And now I'm just kind of people start this business from scratch. Students that have joined, like the very, half of them to me on how to start it. I was expecting mostly people who had experience. That was going to be my vision, but that's not what the market told us. Start an agency from scratch. And so I helped AP. I think he's not here right now. His agency like 4 months ago, 6 months, 40 grand a month. Who start from scratch, start from nothing. And so we're kind of pivoting to the Christians, start this agency business, different kind of focus. I'm still going to do the Q, fulfill everything that I promised you guys in this, do our one-on-ones and stuff, but people aren't going to get it. My vision for the Ad-visory program be hundreds and hundreds of thousands potentially of Christian entry point, and then they can learn some weekly. So, and whether you're tuning in live from across, you're exactly where you need to be. Cover a blueprint that can transform your life, your business, for those in your lives, or for actually benefit even the advanced agencies, AI softwares that basically immensely and increased our profit margin. Seminar, it's about aligning your God-given mission to 100 grand a month. That's really my goal. Scale to 100 grand a month, which you first think about it, but it's not that crazy. When you kind of require you to be a marketing guru, have to or burn yourself out, which I've done business. So instead, we're going to leverage driven leadership to get you there faster. And before we jump in, let's just take a moment to set the. You have a calling, something God placed in your heart, or the purpose in your life. If you didn't have purpose, you wouldn't. And I believe that when we combine faith with action, we can create unstoppable momentum. Then, and then we'll get started. For bringing everyone to this event, everyone in this room, actually over the internet, we just ask and that you would just give everyone wisdom, clarity as far as this business opportunity, if it's something for them. And we just ask your mercy. For we know that we can do nothing without you. Grace that we can do anything. Lord Jesus, you said we ask for your help and your strength. Give us wisdom and clarity and guidance in the Holy Spirit. Amen. Let me share why this, event exists. I was where many of you, might come unsure how to scale your business or how to start it from hours at the beginning stages of my agency business, feeling like I couldn't get above water. I discovered that with the right systems, how entire roles in my business reduce costs, leads that actually converted. So I went a month all by myself to building a multi, and I mean, it wasn't. I really built systems that worked for. Like some of you guys learned about the resilience iterations of this program. It was about letting have. If I could scale to 50, doing everything myself, then I just hired 50,000 a month. Now I'm at 250. That's the model. I used to scale and hire team members that were generally really handsomely to do that. But now the sales element, we still need salespeople. You're not doing everything yourself, and you kind of become better. But with the power of a place entire departments of their business, as a ChatGPT agent mode, it was just released. Like literally, if you go to Chat Plus account, it will literally take over your computer. It's wild. Like I had to build a bunch of go while we're on the topic of high level. They sponsored this event, affiliate relationship with them, and so we're going to be the high level ecosystem. I was amazed that like ChatGPT is like it took over my computer. Like it actually builds a desktop, builds everything that you need in high level, which is going to be a huge help. Started in it because you don't necessarily have ChatGPT already knows all the settings, things that you need to do with this software that I'm really do it for you. You need to be some brain power programming the AI help. You could do it pretty simply. Here to create for you is that essentially the opportunity to be scaled. So we're going to talk about like really a 2-day immersion and actionable steps to hit 100K a month. This is what I want you to get out of the next 2 days. Use these AI tools to how to build an AI powered ad agency that's going to launch without needing a huge team. And then also a proven roadmap that, you'll hear me talk about you already know what that is. Stands for the residual. Just like the principle of sowing and reaping, processes and tools you read. So this was kind of like based off like passage of scripture that St. Paul so to like your body and like the desires of your body, we all die. But if you sow to what really matters in life. And so it's kind of like this idea of business that you could sow into and then reap the benefit for your needs, but also provide for those God that you want to bless. Stands for residual revenue. They pay you every month in this business model for a month to get them something that they need, which is more exponential growth. The AI can for you, booking appointments for you, scaling for a lot of agencies for the longest time. We're just like getting their business. And now the AI book these appointments on autopilot. Appointments for less than a couple bucks. That was like one of the biggest challenges. Now you can literally run ads with them for you. All you have to do is just talk to another skill which we'll talk about. REAP stands for automated agency. You need, a staff of Filipino call center like I had at one point to do the work of media buyers, even out and booking appointments. REAP stands for purpose-driven profit. It's not just about chasing money, it's about building something. So that's the REAP. A lot of times it's been about how to build a residual for your sales team, but it can all be business model that we're talking. Month without really needing a big team. How this system can replace staff. Dive into we just talked about that. So sorry, I missed all these slides. Talk about how to understand the business model, the revenue stream, and then we're gonna, how to implement some of these things. The sessions we're gonna do today. So session 2 and show you how the system replaces staff. 3, we're going to dive into an overview of the 3. Let's go high level, the Ad-visory platform that we have, and call agents, which is also sponsored by Ad-visory. We're going to help you find your winning niche. You're like kind of like on the fence, like, hey, is this niche really for me? It's forever, And even if you niche that you're really deep in an industry that you have experience in, and you can't go and hire other people and target. It's hard to maybe do everything used to doing everything yourself. If you have some cash, diversify and invest in other niches. That's what we've done. Our business in the solar energy niche. These solar companies for the first and the reason why was out of all the niches that we had targeted previously in the solar energy niche. I probably solar and energy industry didn't have so many deep to actually start a solar business too. But it wasn't like, I trained the salespeople on the language, and I basically just appointments and our salespeople just kind of do it all yourself. But like if you're trying to target other niches, they get overwhelmed because you can only take so many calendars. So if you have your trial appointments, but then you start getting other appointments for your space and your calendar, you're starting somewhere from. It might work, it might not. And so to have someone else kind of take over that and do that test in your cash flow if you have other, solopreneur. Crafting irresistible offers and pricing model. Build out a B2B campaign here live out with our AI ads platform and show an advertising campaign that's going to generate immediately. I'm going to build that, platform. And then session 7 will, B2C ads things. So we've got a number of sessions of 2. So just wait for me some Q&A. Yeah, and then Belinda is saying the audio stream. So I'm just gonna put in AirPods, see if that helps. So apologies for those streaming. And we'll get started. If everyone can add, like, should sound as far as the audio is concerned. So in the comments, if it's still not sounding that great, it should be better now. All right, cool. And so, like, engaging and learning until like taking over. It really is really learn this stuff and start implementing. It's going to just pass you by. Like the opportunity. So many business owners right now, the idea of having like a business to call their leads and set appointments for the most groundbreaking thing, because voice platforms tested 8 the last year and a half, I should say, and to this weekend. And technical things that were going, like I just started getting calls from this, and they called me, voicemail picked it up, and it's talking to a person, and it's just, and like what people don't realize is that's what happens. Like a voicemail is detect it's a voicemail, and it just starts. And so what ends up happening, you ruin the lead. Like they ruin the opposite work. Number one, you have to pay for the minutes that talking. So it ends up costly. It was costing us like $200 per appointment. And we would charge like, pretty tight margin. This AI voice platform is generating $3 an appointment, and it's not getting stuck. So these next 2 days could define your next, at least familiar enough with some of these AI tools. It can simplify your life. It can and help you get to the point where. So I want to just with faster, we'll do some Q&A. You're capable of building something incredible, experience or a huge team. You just need to take action. So over the next 2 days, I'm going to give you everything using AI. But it's not just in transformation. So if you've been praying for can become a reality. So that being said, and then start. I know it was just kind of an overview. Um, Christian entrepreneurs, people, just because some of you guys came in late, like $100,000 a month that want to scale to $1 million a month. Pay tens of thousands of dollars to be a part of this program. Never even started an agency before. Like they just wanted to start. I feel like helping Christians, start this business model, and it's really a better niche that I would want to program going forward. We're still going to do the Q&A calls. We're pivoting to just helping people grow their agencies. And the Voxer access you guys have through time, but I'm not going to be doing as much of them in the coming months and years. So just really, well, troubleshoot that, but yeah, Mary. It's not going to go away if your contract is fulfilled. Access, I probably will do it, but I mean the program was only so after those 12 months, like we could be doing the one-on-ones. That's fine. Thing where it's like monthly membership. I was planning on doing that anyway, but it was going to be like everyone who wants the Voxer access pay like, and you can ask questions in the box where it's going to be amongst. But the one-on-one stuff we could talk about. Anyway, too much was just kind of an intro session. All right, great. So why don't we head into take off these slides because it's a little piece slowing down the audio down, and then we'll go through that. So why don't we go, and then we can take some more questions after. Want to ask some questions about this. So I want to talk about K a month blueprint, the 100 fast scaling with AI. In this session, we're going to go into the exact AI powered lead gen agency without needing genius and without years of trial. I'm going to walk you through kind of how this business mom that are watching the stream, exactly the most efficient way to scale and that serves high value clients. Your path to replacing staff, media buyers, appointment set automation, and you know how to start making ahead. So, the key concept is that there's different types of businesses that we can target businesses to generate them leads. And so the key, like we have to target niches that are very challenging to target a niche that high ticket service. Because, even I will be the first one to admit that I'm not level A lot of people say like it's just high level. I'm not an expert, but I use it for, and we'll go into the ways that I use it and why. But I'm really in the high ticket space, whereas in the low ticket space or in the SaaS models for software fees or low ticket, anywhere from to $500 a month. That's what they're charging. We understood that business model. It's never really made sense work. I just feel like it's a lot of work. Because if you think about it, if you have a client pay, you only have 100 clients to make, or no, yeah, 50,000. So you need 100, right? Whereas in this business model, 1,000 a month and make 50,000 a month. Just the high ticket space. Um, I just don't find that has recurring revenue streams. Because not only will they pay you $5,000, but they'll pay you, which is a life change. This model works so well, but we don't want to just target industries where clients are earning. So think life insurance, solar, like I target, high-end roofing, similar high-ticket industries. Like that's right. But keep in mind that the wealthiest, like for instance, we have some personal injury lawyers. Personal injury lawyers they make cases, but the problem, it's so competitive so it's a matter of finding an about that you can understand, still compete in the marketplace. Of dollars, and these businesses are $3,000 to $5,000 a month. If they make, like that's the reality. Because pain, they just sign up. They're already profitable. Roofing, when we target it, we have a number of different brands. We have exclusive, those are all our company names. In the life insurance companies, we target generators, we target solar, and like every single one of those industries, if they close one or two the entire month, and that's really the get them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1,000 per month is a retainer. And then you guys are losing or leaving on the table is that we're charging $3,000 or $5,000 to 50% of that budget will be remaining 50 to 70% being payments. Like that's a total game. In a niche right now where you're getting them a lot of those leads. They are wasting those leads. They're not texting every single person. Because your campaigns are doing well, that's just going to waste a lot of those opportunities consistently. Then they're like, they have some leads from yesterday, they get like lower their ad spend already, just lower their ad spend, and for Google, get that money, that rate to your client, and then you determine it. You spend $20,000 a month, $15,000. like in what universe charge a flat fee, you just charge a flat rate, paying $20,000 a month because 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times being generated from the campaign. So if they're with the agency that they're paying also makes more. Payment structures is always, and that's the reality. Well, how much is going toward ad spend if they don't know, you know? At least expenses of the campaign, which is true. Where payroll, keeping 50 or 70% of the that we're keeping all of it, like there's still expenses that, you know, and it's not really like there's being kept by the company. Where I like the audio, the light switches, like the home quote. And the guy like told me it was, yeah, that's great. And then he sent me like the receipt of everything for plus parts and everything, and it all because like he made a mistake on the invoice. He like ended up, oh, I paid 50% before, so why are you charging me? So then I went forensic on this invoice. It was like he's like trying to like, and so then I start looking at every single thing, every single light he put, looking them up online. I started seeing than what he was charging me for them. I see the itemized portion that you're, so imagine that's like your retainer, like the labor, the upcharge. And I was like, what's up with it? It is like I get products and I charge you. And I was like, okay, I guess those are my profit margins. Like I don't have to tell. And like it kind of like clicked in my mind. I was like, you're right. Like, why is it the customer's business? And so just charge a flat rate and then determine that specific campaign, that specific. So, you know, what I would. Tell me what your margin is. You know, from a conversation for me, kind of lost. Yeah. How do we this completion setting from the beginning? Yeah, if you're a client that you had got upset, like, and I allowed them to their retainer to by the time they got to the top end of the retainer, I'm like, well, that's a crazy question. I literally said that to him. And he was like, you know, money. And it's like, I don't understand. Right. Why are you looking at that? I don't understand. It's just like, I think we have to do better. It has to be like initial to the client retainer ad spend model previously. The expectation was set. You go back to them and be like, oh, I'm just going to charge you a flat. I'm going to pay. I'm going to run that ad spend on my account. Comes a example. Right, like when we used to tell clients like, hey, these are the tiers. So like when you what the retainer will increase to. Otherwise, stay the same and they could just increase their spend. It has to be set at the outset of the relationship. Like the sales call, the onboard taken, but like we hear 15% of the time. Ask conversation where it's like, well, you know, we have in your ad spend expenses, but also software. Yeah, like 18 budget is going to go toward expenses. And like they have to just accept that. Not just pocketing 90% of it. Software expenses are still cost, payroll and all that stuff, you know.
The beginning models of ad management was like a percentage of ad.
Yeah.
There's still clients in the industry that
Expect the, I'm just repeating your question for the live clients who expect like a percentage of ad spend model. It's where like good sales processes have good enough salesperson to explain like cost versus benefit, like the now by not using you, and then what using you, where they don't even care. Like if they're making enough of an ROI, like they don't, like so many agencies just shot themselves and like you know results. So center, which I'll talk about a little bit, the appointment setting in, where you can charge 20 to every month for the appointments that the AI call center. And so in the life insurance, $60 per appointment. It's just $60 flat. Leads and scheduled appointments, we could do so. So our internal cost is $20 per appointment. Booked appointment with the AI is like our March expenses. But most clients is like solar, roofing, generator, travel agents is what we're targeting now. Rate like $3,000 or $5,000 a month, $500 a month for the call center, anywhere from $20 to $50 per. We charge them a small retainer on top, just the call center. And then we charge per appointment. Where we're only charging them 20, 30 for how we do that. So more revenue with this type of business.
So for this call center, what do you brand as, what do you call this AI?
Our AI call center.
That's just what you call it.
Yes, has the power capability of an efficient than a call center, because with people in the Philippines, we would sometimes and not calling, like wasn't coming in and wasn't being distributed to a, you wasting that time, and we hourly wage. So like we would measure this when we have the call center, like what center reps are they not talking to people setting appointments? Because that's like they're not talking to people. And that was a huge, so now you only get, that's the only time, and it's like 25 cents a minute. Like it's way cheaper Philippines to like them for the times that the rings are happening, they're not talking to someone. Whereas with AI, so it significantly reduced, we just call it the AI call center. But exactly when you tell it to call, again, every single time, it will never be late. It'll call 3 times a day at specific hours. This is all set up in our snapshots, our level response frequency event, and our high brain automations that connects with be able to have your leads come in times a day, and then after 1 time a day, and then it calls 1 time a day. Take it over from there. So, yeah, it sounds like some people are still. I don't know if the audio is better now. Can anyone give me better now? Okay, I'm just connecting the stream. Okay. Let's keep going. We're replacing staff with AI. Like one of our biggest previously was like our ops team. Our ops teams, they did Zapier automations, they did setting up. Like I never conversation. Like I never really wanted to have my whole high level. I know you sponsored me. Like I never in previous years, but now I love it. Like I like their capabilities, their technology to the point. Like frankly, years lost high level with my business. I couldn't trust it for like email automation. Like it would glitch out all the time. It would make me cross-wired. Like I was a month on ads, and like if all of our landing pages just went down, it's improved, and it would cause this like huge rip for like weeks because it back up again. So like I could with my landing pages at one point, but it really doesn't crash like it used to. Like that's why I feel comfortable in letting them sponsor this event and my whole business and high level, all the automation. I don't need to use Zapier. We use any external landing pages, calendars. We used to use Calendly and Acuity. And so part of in our agency in the past was because we're doing so much volume, there was too big of a risk to have a team to like integrate all these different Zapier, we use for lead forms, like all these level. I can have a chat GPT and I can have my sales chain in my AI ads platform, which I'm going to walk through with you guys soon. So literally, you need an ops staff anymore or I can have one admin staff, just salespeople kind of build everything else. Like right now, they set up the automation, and they just monitor them. The AI is actually optimizing the campaign. AI ad software, which I'll show you, which is called Optimize. It'll take out images. You could take out underperforming headlines, underperforming. This is the work of a media buyer for you. Pay a media buyer. Because we used to pay Eddie was saying, we used to pay them 10% of ads, manage our campaigns, but we had hundreds and hundreds. It ended up being like anywhere from a month of an expense. Because when we were doing like 2.5 million, like out of the four that was ad spend. So to be at that level, spends to be replaced completely with AI. CC model. Media buyers run ads, appointment service reps manage the accounts. With this new model, you have a few salespeople, they build sales, they manage all the client relations. You just pay them a percentage of what the company makes minus ad spend percent. 15%, something like that. Build up income over time, process, and people can basically handle everything. If they can build the campaign ship, if they can manage the sales pipeline, right, the call center and the appointment setting, doing the selling, the AI is doing the clients, and then also the salespeople are doing the customer else other than billing clients' credit cards. You can do that automated with AI. You can encrypt the information like your ChatGPT agent bill people.
You might get to this later, just want to make sure you and salesperson or who manages all ad bills and percentage of the clients within the book. No baseline or a.
We don't normally times it works sometimes, like just something small, like $2,000 a month, something like that. Bills, like while they're training and building their book of business, or hungry enough to like work 100%, because I'm paying them such a with the fee on the residuals that they can quit with not that much, right? So yeah. Hi, what's your name? Yeah, what's your question? That's how it was originally. Could be the Wi-Fi too. Yes, live stream thing before an event. Does that sound any better? So you can comment. Maybe that'll be a little. Yeah, good question. Is we set up that not only do we do like these, but we also set up our salespeople with leads. They can only work the leads that they get access to, and then also in such a way that they get they have to, if they take any of our, that happened before where someone's left. Yeah, they had to pay 10,000, and so that we set them up as 1099 or W2. With W2, you can kind of restrict for a certain period of time. It's 10 fee. so they have to pay a finder's fee to clients. But a good question. They don't want to do it themselves. Generally, they don't want the risk. And number two, pay for all the softwares, all the apps, because they don't really know how to. I guess they could figure out how to run the. One of the benefits of our agency is that so they can't really go out and have appointments to fill their calendar. Actually, a lot of our previous agency owners who got burned out on an agency anymore. I got like one of our, he was in the pool building niche, back on like one of his clients, like each retainer or something, and he got charged back. Stripe shut me down. I never want to like run a business like go with the headaches of it. And also like we basically give them an opportunity and they have a platform where they can and that's why they get is taking on all the risk, the company's taking on all the expense, 10, 20, 30 grand a month, and they're like a 20, 25-year-old kid. I usually like to hire like younger. They're pretty loyal, like they don't really that far ahead to be like, okay, well I'm gonna just I've had it happen before and they've had to pay I try to hire people like right out of college that are enough to be able to start their own business. Yeah, so we're going to talk about high level, the AI agency CRM system, the Ad-visory AI, which is our affiliate through Play, Facebook and Instagram ad campaigns, Google ad campaigns, and then our Clios, our AI-powered telemarketing solution that 24/7. So with these tools, 5 to 10 full-time employees, media buying division, a whole like SDRs, like if you have, it's just not, it's just replace those things. 5 clients at 4,000 per month each, that's 20,000. And then out of that, let's say you spend 40, that's 8,000 in ad spend. Profit from retainers alone is 12,000 per month. Because you can do this business just by feel like there's this huge opportunity for people who want, as a Christian, to like make it or leave their 9 to 5 like, and make more than Americans just with 5 clients. Than having 5 clients because it's really risky. If you cut in half, lose 3 of them, you have to still like scaling to 100 grand a month is the safest, able to adapt and pivot and cancel. They don't just stay forever. Those clients bought $30 per appointment. So those 30 appointments, $1,500 per client, times 5 from you. Add that to your retainer profit a month in profit just from 5 clients. $1,000 a month, taking 40% of doing 30 appointments, less than $50 per appointment. Like that could be possible in the med spa niche, could be possible in many. $1,000 each. That's $40,000 a month in retainer. You take 60% of that, $24,000 a month. Another 10 appointment, that's $15,000 a month. Now you're $2,000 a month. 100K at 20 clients, possible with one salesperson, whether two salespeople, plus AI systems, $32,000 in ad spend covered by client, and profit, an appointment revenue of 20, profit of 78,000. So you could literally have profit margins with this business model when you incur your expenses and use the AI. Like, it is very possible 100K a month totally solo. Number of our account managers. Our account manager anywhere from $1,000 a month in revenue business. So if we have 3,000 in revenue, that's being managed by 3 account managers, because many of our account managers have 6, and they're but I don't have to deal with that. My sales process, building of the campaigns. So we do 20% now, and a higher upfront commission. Yes, it's not.
Since you are very, track that across individual clients.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever go upside down? Because like you pull it in or anything like that.
The AI ads platform has been like phenomenal. Like we don't have situations where like I'll show you the AI ads platform. It's pretty weird because like I think some of the ads are kind of cheap. Yeah. But so really here's like the typical scale you guys to do. It's like month 3 to 5 grand. I know I'm not. Yeah. I could share the screen. It's just like my notes. I'll just put the notes up there because I'm doing the slides. But close like 2 to 3 clients, do 3 to 5 grand, add 2 to 4 more clients, hitting 5 to 7 new. Add another 3 to 5, 50K a month. You might lose a few clients. You do 3-month agreements. So, 5 clients a month to 8 months, you can get to 100 grand a month. $5,000 total. This system is you don't need a big team. Like high level has like a 90 intro plan. I don't need like multiple sub accounts. I don't need unlimited about when we talk about go high level. And then probably the most pricey out of all, and then the AI ads platform. And so you don't really like raw costs or money to set aside for ad spend in case you want to get and having to hustle and call with friends and family or join networking groups or events to try to get other business owners. Because like if you're gonna run ads for other businesses, and if you can run ads for your own business, we're gonna trust you to run ads for their business. We take a break. It's been an hour. Do 10 minutes of questions, and then I'm gonna take a coffee break, and then we'll get started again. Yeah. No. We used to, like, when we first started the agency, like, people as appointment setters instead of the AI now, DM outreach. Like, we would join, on a Facebook group and then, like, DM people that respond on it in, like, different industry related groups. And then, I don't know, something where now that it's just one thing. So the response rates went way ago, 5 years ago, were like super high. But like when everyone started doing it, even like no one even like entertained possible to get appointments or sales from cold line. Yeah. Right, right. Email is not doing. Have like if you're sitting on some cash where you don't mind training them on your sales process, them how to build some of these campaigns, like doing all the stuff for you. But it could a little 50K or 100K niche, just like a money making niche. So just for background on Eddie, has successful personal. He's worked with clients and his wife owns a firm, like they own the firm together, a firm. So he has like, he also has a law firm. And it's not really something that's niches because he's so ingrained in. But there's nothing another niche. They're starting a different, like a. But because we're doing this a little bit with some industry, PI leads like 3 months age. So if you could pay like a fresh lead, throw it through the AI, like you. Doing for we're doing life insurance being one of them. For to get an appointment for life insurance, if we just went to the AI, then like generate. We could do it either way. Like we tell clients, hey, do you want like appointments or do you want like a managed ad campaign? You're gonna have to like, but they're going to be want just appointments on your calendar. Like I just want appointments on calendar, and we just buy. You can't put age data that's has to be at least 3 months old, and it has to be yeah, right, yeah, and then you throw it in there, and then it's yeah. I believe so. I think when I spoke to my DCPA attorney, utilized, but don't quote me on that. Let's take a break, guys. All right, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna better next time. So we